You're about to witness a seismic event.
Hey, you're listening to Skitball.
Huh? It's Bags.
Skitbags
Radio.
Hello out there in the universe. Welcome to Skitbags Radio. What's up, everybody?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So I got Neil the Great here to my right. Cheer. Yeah, we got Mr. C in the house way over there. What's up?
What it do?
And our esteemed guest today, we have Dominic Medina. What's up, Dom?
How's it going, buddy?
And the one, the only, the epic John Omohundro.
Yo, what's up?
How you guys doing, man?
We're doing good. I'm doing good. How you doing, buddy?
I feel great.
He's so calm.
Well, yeah, we start off every episode with a breakdown of a movie or TV show, and in honor of the great epic that is Star Wars being released this month, we're going to break down all the previous Star Wars and talk about that and nerd out for a little bit. So I don't know what you guys are thinking about Star Wars, but I'm going to preface this with saying I have the Jedi Order symbol tattooed right here on my shoulder.
Oh, that's awesome.
And on my fingers, I have Luke's lightsaber and Vader's lightsaber. So when I go choo choo choo, I can fuck them together, make them play.
I feel like you should have had him. You have Luke Skywalker on your middle finger. You should have had that one.
I didn't think that through. I should have, because that I could do that. Yeah, but I kind of I do like the peace sign like this a lot.
Fair enough.
So that one's the first and foremost. Like Luke's in front, Vader's in the back.
Fair enough.
Oh my lord.
Sounds like terrible sexual positions. You're kind of a fucking pervert. I want to play with both their fucking lightsabers. One's in front, one's in back. Man, I'll show you. I don't think y'all want him at your D&D game. That's all I'm saying. He wants some dick in back door.
Well, they're listening to this and they're not able to see the hand gestures that I'm making. The tattoos are on the side of my middle finger and my index finger for all those listening.
Yes.
So I can, finger bang people. There you go.
Okay. And that's the
You're
kind
giving
of
him
show
the
we have
force. It's
today.
okay. I think that's a positive thing.
The force.
I'm pretty sure that's part of the Jedi code.
Yes.
The force is strong in this one.
All right, so when was the first time you watched Star Wars? Like the first original movies or whatever. What are your thoughts?
Right after I watched Alien.
Okay.
So
That's
my first foray into like science fiction was the Alien movie. Actually, Alien specifically. And but after that, then I went to Star Wars, and I was like, this is way more acceptable for me to watch. Oh my God. Yeah.
How old were you when you watched Alien for the first time?
I was really young. I was like 6 or 7.
That's terrifying.
Really young. Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
Did it scare you? Was that like?
Oh yeah. I had nightmares. I've had nightmares since I was a kid of face huggers just crawling through the house and me not being able to find them.
Oh,
But
wow.
hearing them, they have this little like click sound.
It's such a creepy sound. And
So hold on. So you're telling me first you saw the Aliens movie and you're like, I'm down with these space movies. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So that was your first encounter, literally,
But yeah,
with space movies.
And then I discovered Star Wars, and I was like, oh man, these guys don't die. At least in the way that everyone else does.
Well, they die, but
Aliens.
without blood.
Yes,
There's
not-
less blood in
not
Star
horribly.
Wars, yeah.
Violently.
Well, I mean, there's less things that give that cause the blood, like the
I don't know. Now that
the
I'm
main Jedi weapon, the lightsaber, cauterizes wounds. Before.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it looks like those beams can do some fucking damage. All right, I'm sorry, those guns that just shoot out lasers. Like, what happens when they touch your body? It's a fucking wrap. Oh really? It just
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? That's.
if you can even manage to get hit.
shit.
Can you imagine like what it would feel like? All of your muscles in that area contracting so hard that like it just rips off. Like imagine if like that actual like that laser beam hitting you, just like melting you on the inside because it causes your body to convulse so violently.
Shit.
It'd be kind of
Yeah.
scary, dude. Like, I thought lightsabers, the first time I was afraid of the lightsaber was when they stuck it into the door and it melted. Like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Because I saw Phantom Menace pretty early. Yeah.
That wasn't the first one you saw, was it?
No. Okay, no. I saw the original one first.
Well, what is your of the 3 originals? What are your thoughts and favorites?
Clone Wars.
No, not
I'm just kidding. Everybody in here just glared at me. Like, you gotta be kidding me. No. The first Empire Strikes Back for sure. I loved all the Hoth stuff. I loved all of the like the cold. I hate the cold, so it just made me feel like they really meant what they were fighting for.
They pushed the limits in that one.
Yeah, they really pushed the limits.
Dude, and they had some of the best one-liners in that one. Some of the best.
What was your favorite one?
I love you, I know. For sure.
Isn't that a normal thing in relationships, though? Like, I love you, I know.
Yeah, but it was never
That
communicated
cocky nature.
on screen, I don't think, before. Not maybe, but not to that epic moment, like
Yeah.
of that degree, you
Yeah.
know? And I think,
He was very roguish in that moment. when
yes.
He said that to her.
Very much. By the way, my nickname is Rogue, and yeah, I got down the nickname years ago, like 5 years ago, from friends. They just started calling me Rogue, and I actually, believe it or not,
Isn't that your rap name?
yeah. So everybody out there listening, if you want, you can pull up my rap mixtape on YouTube under Rogue, and it's called "This Is Who I Am." So if
How do
go
you spell
type
it?
in
How do you spell it?
ROGUE.
Oh,
You just put Rogue Tampa Bay. 'cause I'm
No,
from
like
Tampa.
ROWG. That's kind of hard. ROWG.
Like, I row my Gog. All right.
With the entrance, like, I'm
Yes,
such a Star Wars fan, obviously with the name Rogue and everything, but the whole first track on the song is the opening credit music for Star Wars. And it's a
Is it a beat?
narration. Yeah, there's beats, dude. You listen to. I can't believe I've never shown you this before.
No, dude, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is the Star Wars instrumental like your beat?
No. It's
that
like
should be some hard shit.
it's an intro to the album, so it's like it's basically like if you're reading the opening credit rolling sequence.
Exactly.
Anyways, I'm not here to talk about that, bro. We're here to talk about Star Wars. So,
I want to hear this beat.
well, like I said, go to YouTube, check out Rogue Tampa Bay over there.
Oh shit!
We're waiting for him to start, ripping it
Hey,
out.
which one was the one with the Ewoks? Was that Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
That was my favorite one. That was the shit with the fucking speed bikes and all. My shit went through the woods, nigga. Like, oh, my shit.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on.
shit.
How about this, right? So with me, I was never really into Star Wars at all. Right?
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
But what happened was during I forget when it was, maybe late 90s, early 2000s, they re-released all of them in the movie theaters before
remember that.
before they start putting out the new three.
Yeah,
before
with the
they
added
start putting in the 1, 2, 3 ones. Remember, right? So that's my first time me seeing. So the first time me seeing Star Wars
Was in theaters?
Was in theaters.
Wow,
So
nice.
I've seen all the Star Wars, all of them, in
How
the theater.
old are you?
We're keeping this on the wall.
He's somewhere from 20 to 40. We're not sure.
Oh, right.
But I saw the re-releases in the theaters. Come on.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
I seen the
okay.
originals in the
He's like,
theaters.
let me be more
Relax,
specific.
come on.
I saw episode
No,
1, 2, and
I
3.
remember that. That was a big deal
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
released
What do you-
it.
Yo, dude, it was like they had. I know that they had the first one out, then 2 months later, the second one came out. Then 2 months later, the third one came out, and then they made way for the Phantom Menace to come out, right?
Back, yeah.
But the thing is about that is the reason why I don't really have a favorite of those is because to me I saw them so rapidly that they all feel like this one
Right?
body
They all
of
did,
work.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where I can't.
Everybody
really
hates the
pinpoint
original, or not the originals, the 1, 2, and 3, the new ones. I liked them.
There's a lot to
I like
like
'em.
in them, I think.
For
as a
sure.
fan.
And George Lucas wrote and directed all 3 of those, whereas he just directed only A New Hope. And he got other directors to do Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So as a fan, you're like, why wouldn't you go straight to the source? And there's a lot of the theories, there's some cheesiness about it, but everybody hates on Jar Jar. But one of my favorite theories about Jar Jar is
that he's
Sith, secret Sith, and that it's like Drunken Master fighting style and stuff. I love that. It was like, all right, cool. You could play with that and go with it.
Man, that would have been a really huge twist. Unfortunately, he was so not well received that they will probably kill that idea. They killed that idea immediately. If that was even a thing, it's gone.
Yeah, 100%.
But Phantom Menace is that one where they have that scene where they're flying with those rocket jets, right? And the kid,
the pod-
and the kid is
the pod
driving.
Yeah,
racing.
that's one of the pod
that-
racing.
Yeah, that's one of the best Star Wars scenes, I think. I love that whole race and shit.
There was lots of,
It was dope.
I mean, the fight, I still think that probably that fight between Darth Maul
And Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon and
and
Obi-Wan and the Duel of Fates, the operatic that plays behind them
I
as
don't
they
know why.
fight.
I don't know why everybody hates on it so much because that was such a memorable moment. Sorry,
I
spoilers.
tell you why. Because people like 3-pointers and dunks, and his last 3 movies was 3-pointers and dunks. That's why they put him out first. And his first one was the story and the love stories and the understanding. There's a lot of talking and time and calm.
Yeah.
And people, you know what they gotta think. And they don't like all that thing. It's like watching Dragon Ball Z. You got to watch for 6 fucking months to see one fight that lasts for 3 days, though. That shit lit. And then, all right, now I got to wait till fucking next June to see the next fucking fight. And, you know, so it's one of those things.
Yeah.
The average marketing to an American group, you know, that's why it was even better that they did come out later. So the true junkies, they're like, yo, 1, 2, or 3 was the shit, son. But to the average fan, it's like, no, man, not enough threes and dunks, dog. Not enough threes and dunks.
Fair enough. I feel like that's a pretty good. I think a lot of people didn't like the fact that they went like to basically all CGI in the 1, 2, and 3. As far as the new one goes, I really loved the new one.
I did too. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you're doing the same thing," and I'm like,
"We wanted that.
Yes,
we wanted that."
Thank you, JJ.
Yes.
JJ, I see
Hold
you,
on,
brother.
the one that came out last summer, last winter when Christmas.
It was 2
that
years
was like,
ago. Force Awakens.
oh, I was talking about the one that came out
Rogue One.
when they were like in the water.
Rogue
that
One?
shit was hard,
Dude.
I think that's one. That was maybe one of my personal favorite ones. Actually, that shit was hard.
I agree.
I liked that they didn't make the main gal a Jedi. You know, they were playing with like her parents being Jedi and like that maybe she has the Force somewhere, but they were like at like right before they released it, they just said no, like take it out, like switch it because it didn't make sense. Like they wanted a human story, not a Jedi story in the Rogue One, and I loved the way that they ended that one. If you guys haven't seen it,
Yeah, dude, it was a great like standalone Star Wars film. So
Whatever. We'll just announce spoilers right now. If you haven't seen Rogue One, just pause, go watch Rogue One, and come back and listen to this. Because the ending is one of my favorite aspects. The beginning and the end, because in the beginning, Diego Luna's character goes and just, he's like, the guy is like, oh my God, I'm going to get found out by the Empire or whatever. And he's like, don't worry, it's okay. And it just shoots him in the back and kills him right off the bat. And I'm like, that sets the tone for the whole movie.
It shows the rebels in a different light than we'd ever seen them in any previous movie.
They're truly rebels doing guerrilla warfare and doing like whatever the fuck it takes to make, to get their, accomplish their mission. And then the ending where, everybody dies, they sacrifice themselves or, don't really sacrifice
that's the
themselves.
only movie I've ever seen where that's the case.
Well, no.
Yeah.
So have you seen? So it reminded me of the ending to. Have you guys seen the movie The Mist?
Oh my God.
Yes, of
I
course.
have.
You know how that movie ends, where it's just
That's rough.
Yeah, and I was like, that was the closest thing to like Star Wars movies taking the Mist direction, where they just like really messed up ending, where you're like, oh, we knew that this was coming, like we knew that this would have to happen. But they did a great thing and they saved everybody. But,
It was. Whoa. It took me back.
But we knew that was coming. We knew that, like in the original Star Wars movies, they talk about how they got the plans and that everybody died.
Yeah, everyone died. And it's what's interesting from a storytelling perspective, and now that we're in spoiler territory, they all die. The first
They all die.
The
Sorry,
first
guys.
death is the comic relief, is the droid, is the robot. And I think that's very interesting. It's like when like when you kill your comic relief first on your crew, it's like the audience kind of takes a tonal shift in the movie, and everyone's like, oh wait. At that point, I knew was like, oh yeah, okay, everyone's gonna die. I wasn't sure at first, but then when they killed the comic relief first, I was like, oh wow, this just went dark.
Left field.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it was great comic relief. I love that character. It's my favorite droid. I think.
Alan Tudyk is a great voice actor of Firefly fame and a few other things. He played Sonny as well in IRobot with Will Smith all those years ago. He was the voice of the mocap actor for IRobot.
IRobot is a company that makes Roombas.
Yes, I've always seen that. I'm always like,
and I just saw an ad online yesterday, and I was like, why did they call it iRobot?
Of all the names,
we all know this ends badly.
Exactly.
It's like, you want to clean your house without having to move a finger, lift a finger. It's like, do you have a cat? Get an iRobot. Like, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But yeah, no. But no, I loved that they took him out immediately, because the comedic relief, because it does change the tone of the entire the rest of the film.
Yeah, from there on out, it's a real struggle. It's not like because Star Wars, even though when intense universe-ending stuff is going on, it kind of has sometimes like a lighthearted tone because it's an adventure.
You know what I want to see? I want to see more like, I want to see other genres within Star Wars. I want to see like what happens on the side.
Well, John, have you heard about what Rian Johnson wants to do next? He wants to set a new trilogy in the Outer Rim, on the edge of the galaxy far, far away and do like a story that's devoid of Jedi, devoid of like, and to the point that you were making earlier, how you liked seeing that in Rogue One, that they didn't make her a Jedi.
Yeah,
they wanted to tell a more
so still like in the same
story.
world of Star Wars, but, but wow.
But
like, I
without,
want to see
like,
the
magical
Mandalorians.
knights.
I want to see.
Yes.
I want to see them bring Knights of the Old Republic to the screen. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. That was, guys, I got way too attached to the first Knights of the Old Republic.
It was a good game.
I fell in love. My waifu was Bastila, and I'm gonna say that my feelings were real. And
yeah, she was like, I had a Jessica Rabbit level of attraction.
Oh,
with her,
yes.
I think,
yeah, it was like, I think it was the British accent. Yeah. Oh my goodness. If you guys have you played Knights of the Old Republic?
No, I haven't played it.
So you can download it on your phone now. It's
Really?
It's you can.
It's an older game.
It's
I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront right now, but continue.
You like
Well-
it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
It's right there.
so have you played Mass Effect or anything like that?
Yeah.
So it was really the dawn of that type of gaming where you got to really choose your own adventure, and it was set in a Star Wars world.
Oh, I think I had played this. Was it for the computer as well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to choose, like if you were gonna be the dark side or the light side, but they didn't always make it obvious what you were gonna do. Sometimes it was like, do you kill the man or do you let him free? But it really messed with me, like especially in the second one of that game, Knights of the Republic 2. There was this moment between like that you take aboard this like old like Sith woman, and she's talking to you, and she's kind of like your mentor, and she's telling you how the Force is, how the Jedi is bad, which I think is what they're playing with the storyline of the new movie, with the Last Jedi. But she goes on to tell you that the Jedi are wrong, and the Jedi are weak, and the Jedi not necessarily weak like, oh, they'll never take over the universe, but just weak people. Like they think that what they're doing is helping, but really it's hurting. There was this moment that really, really bothered me as a kid when there was like this homeless man asked me for money, and I gave him so much. I gave him as much as I possibly could, and she called me an idiot, and she's like, look what you've done. And she like with the Force shows me that this homeless guy that I had just given, like probably here would have been like if I just gave a homeless guy 10 grand, and he ran off, and I'm like, I just did a good thing, I just changed his life. And she's like, look what you've done. And it shows him run out and start buying things and start doing things, and he flaunts it to the few people that he knows, and like all of a sudden he gets stabbed and gets killed for that money that I gave him. And I was like, did you just put this in a video game? Because I'm affected. And then it's just like, think about what you do and all the consequences of it. And I was like, oh man, am I a Sith now? Oh man, it was bad. It was bad. But I loved that game, and I loved Star Wars. I loved the universe, and there was like a what do you call it? A list of people's names that wanted it to be a show on Netflix, which I think would have been really cool. Yeah. Are they doing a Star Wars show?
They are.
I'm sure there is one.
there's
Live
one
action?
in the
It's
works right
Netflix.
now.
Probably not.
No, well, Disney is actually building their own platform.
Everybody.
So
Really?
yeah. So like that's why. By the way, if you want to go see Rogue One on Netflix, do it now, because all that Disney shit is gonna be pulled off of there real soon.
Or anything Marvel.
Yep.
The same-
Lord, watch.
Anything,
Wow.
they're gonna pull it off there because they're gonna do.
And
that
now
with
anything
Marvel,
20th Century Fox. So
I know that's.
You
go
that's
watch
insane.
Alien
I
while you
can't
can.
believe- Yeah, I
So
can't
what they're
believe
gonna-
Ripley's a Disney
that deal.
prison.
So there'll be like a Disney and Netflix basically.
Pretty
But-
much.
Wow.
So all these studios are doing that now. Like, there's original content that I think Showtime and HBO are even doing that you can only view online. And some things like it wasn't the new Star Trek series that just
Yep.
came out. Wasn't that original?
Like
it
CBS
aired.
streaming.
Yeah, it aired
man.
the first pilot aired on CBS, and then the rest is on their streaming
Interesting.
service.
Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm friends with Doug Jones, and he is amazing, and he plays one of the characters in that show. And
Which
he's
one
so-
does he play?
He plays the really tall alien.
Oh, okay.
He's so amazing. He
My
does all the creature work. He did the
he-
fish guy from
Hellboy, right?
Hellboy. Yeah,
Correct, of Hellboy,
Oh,
yeah.
he's so amazing.
Yeah, in terms of getting in like just full body
Yeah,
makeup and
it is not
bo-
easy. It
I
is
can
not.
I can only imagine
It takes
how it
hours
affects your performance too. Like
Yeah.
that extra meta level of thinking.
Well, because you
that
have to worry
have.
about like, am I ripping the suit?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes it feels like duct tape. Like it is gonna pull off at any second, and like
Yeah.
you're just like, or not even duct tape, Scotch tape. Is that a thing? Is that still a thing? People use?
Yeah, it is.
So here's the question for all you guys: Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Kind of
We
question
are-
is that?
we are-
Thank you, gentlemen.
I think it's honestly a generational thing. Like if you would have asked our parents and their parents, it would have definitely been Star Trek.
Oh yeah, my mom's a huge Trekkie.
Yeah, but like now with us, I think George really figured out what we wanted as our new generation wanted.
Did you hear, by the way, this was just reported this past week, is Quentin Tarantino.
Yes. I know. I'm excited.
Speaking with J.J. Abrams about doing the new Star Trek.
What? They're going for it. It's going.
Yeah.
It's 100% going.
Didn't he say he wanted it R-rated, though? I
Yes.
read that, too.
Yes.
I mean, can you imagine Tarantino in that world? Like, Jesus Christ. This would be awesome.
Imagine Star Wars meets The Thing. Imagine if they could do that. No. Imagine if they could do that. How amazing that would be.
But does he want to take the reins and continue to follow Kirk, or does he want to do a new group?
Well,
of
that's it.
characters?
That's an interesting. He could do whatever he wants.
I think they're
Probably
letting him do whatever he wants because they had
Tarantino.
planned another Star Trek movie that JJ was going to be producing that followed Chris
Pine
Pine's
as Kirk.
No, his dad.
Oh,
So it followed Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Tiberius Kirk.
Yes. So it was all about Tiberius apparently. And I don't know if that's still in development or what they're doing with that, but that was like on the game plan board, on the agenda. And then now with this, I think that JJ probably was like, Tarantino, you want to do this? All right, man. Well, you just do whatever the fuck you want because you're a genius and you're Quentin Tarantino, you know?
Oh man, I'm so that
interesting.
is gonna be an amazing movie if it does happen, which it should. I'm pretty sure. You know, Tarantino said he was only gonna do like 2 more movies.
What?
So the fact he said he's retiring. So like the fact that
Well, from filmmaking. He said he
filmmaking.
wants to do he wants to write a play and he wants to do other shit.
all right, but
Boo!
He's retiring.
What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Boo!
but the fact that one of his last movies he wants to do Star Trek, I think he's gonna do some really crazy stuff with it.
I think that's interesting, and it's actually to your point that you just made.
Nude scenes. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Continue.
Somebody is definitely going to fuck an alien.
100%. Well, that's a guarantee.
With a gun.
I'm
With a
really
gun.
bummed that he's picking Star Trek and not doing Mass Effect because I feel like he could have done the best Mass Effect ever.
But he probably grew up watching Star Trek.
True.
Yeah,
true,
he's a
true,
big Star
true.
Trek fan.
Well, because it's what you said, like when you were talking about asking the generations, either us or our parents. And I think at the time that Star Trek came out, it was this amazing science fiction show that also kind of demonstrated what it was like to be human. They talk about a lot of philosophy, a lot of human concepts and human nature on that show. Like they deal with racism, they deal with a lot of issues. So it's interesting that Tarantino wants to do that because like his style of film, I mean, he's very verbose when he talks. And his characters like to pontificate and talk and discuss things in very interesting ways. So it kind of makes sense, I guess. It's interesting because his characters are.
I'm really curious. I'm really excited for that movie.
I have no idea what
I
it
would
would
prepay
look
for that movie. I'd get in line for that. Yeah, no, I'm excited.
That's definitely one you see in theater and you sign up before. And by the way, you guys got plans? You got special plans to go see the Last Jedi?
Yes.
So I found out here in LA, there's a pop-up bar. First of all, there's a cantina, this Scumbag Cantina, which was a pop-up bar, but now it's
Villainy, yeah.
Scum and Villainy. That's right. I'm sorry. And it's a
Cantina.
sorry.
You didn't calm down, you scumbag.
That's Devin's
Rebel
local
scum. No, but I mean that's where Kevin Smith hosts his Smodcast out of there now, and it's a really good bar. But there's another place. There's a little secret place. I'm going to tell everybody about this right now. So if you got plans, it's called Dark Side Bar, and is a pop up for here and in New York. So if you guys want, you can go and you can get tickets online, go to their website, and I don't know how much they are, if they're even free. I think it's just kind of like a capacity issue. But the inside is themed like the Death Star. It's all
that's really cool.
red neon. Everybody's in costume. It's dope as fuck. All the drinks are themed like that. I know the one here in LA is a cocktail and sushi place. And you go there, it's probably, I mean, I've seen photos of it. It can't hold more than, 300 people or something, maybe less. So it's not that big, but I'm going to see the movie with my brother and then going straight to the Dark Side Bar and just geek out on, everything Star Wars.
That place is good luck getting in.
Yeah.
I already reserved.
You
You can go reserve your ticket. So if you go to the website now, like they accept walk-ins during the week, but Friday, Saturdays are so packed now that you have to have. Yeah. So that's the thing. And I know Scum and Villainy is going to do a thing too. That I follow them on Facebook, and they put out like an event, like you come to the bar, and then we'll all walk to the theater together and then go see the movie and then come back and it'll be an after party. But that event sold out in like a matter of minutes. I saw that post on Facebook and then I went to go buy it later that afternoon and they had removed it. It was done. I was like, oh fuck.
Man, yeah. No, I mean that would
just make our own bar like that. Just
yeah. So we're gonna do pod racing.
Yes.
Okay. But there's instead of pods,
shopping carts.
There's gonna be nothing, but the racing will still be there. Yeah. The racing will be getting to my house before you lose parking, and then then like when we get there, we'll just like turn on the TV. Hopefully my power's not out, and we can do stuff.
Yeah, dude, how are you facing with the fires and everything going on?
It's crazy right now. Like
Really?
I didn't actually have like a lot of my friends that live like in the Sherman Oaks area got evacuated, like a lot of them, and then it's been nice because they came to the Hilton over here, like next to my house, and so like we are all hanging out and stuff. It's super fun. But the smoke is like has come over, and especially when it was really windy, we got a lot of it, and it just like piled up outside of my door, and my like front I haven't swept off my porch, but it is still covered in just crap.
Really?
Yeah, it's very weird.
Do they finally have a little bit of handle on it now, or no?
They definitely have a handle on it, but I'm pretty sure it's still burning. I swear there's like 5 fires going on at once, and they all broke out at the same time. It was that wind.
Yeah.
We had
that one night. Yeah,
we had a really windy day in LA, and that was when the fire started, and then it was just everywhere.
They called it it's a dry hurricane because it's hurricane force winds, and that's what's carrying all the flames so rapidly. I mean, everybody's seen that viral video of the 405, and both sides are like on fucking fire, and it looks like hell. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, I came from Florida. I was like, I want to get the fuck out of these hurricanes, and I come out here, and the LA's on fire.
Firestorms. Yeah.
Dry hurricane, real hurricane. What the fuck? All right.
Yeah.
I think that one photo might have been doctored just a little bit to
Well, no, it was a
emphasize
video.
the
It was a video.
The video.
It was a video.
It was just the fact that it was at night. I think was made it so
Oh,
viral.
yeah, I saw a different one then.
It was like a volcano erupted or some shit. It was just like lava coming down the hills, but it was just, it was crazy.
Yeah, when I drove through there, I drove through there at that night in the middle of the night, and it was just embers. It was not like there was just like little lights. It was like, are there lights up there? No. They're just like flickering little flame, like
Flames in the tree.
Yeah, what was left.
So I got a question. Does anyone, even though it's horrible, fires, burning shit, people dying, soot, whatever, there's a slight beauty to some of these photos that I see, like Pulitzer Prize winning gorgeousness to the beauty of some of the light coming from this fire. And it is the earth, and this shit burns down like every fucking year. So why don't you just move, motherfucker? Stop bitching. You're alive. Are you alive? Okay, good. Shut the fuck up. Your shit's gonna burn down every year. Move.
Hot topic.
Cold.
Get out of here. Hot topic. I hear Hot Topic is actually making a killing through all of this.
Well, to that point, I did see one video where someone was like in the middle of like all this flame around, and they were like in the thick woods, and there's an alien beauty to it. It looks like an alien planet almost. It's shocking and horrifying, but at the same time, yes, I remember looking at some of the videos and thinking like that looks like an alien.
Here. I low-key, I agree with you, Carl.
Well, I mean, I would think that they would be able to have controlled burns so that it doesn't happen this epic scale.
It was that wind, man. It was that wind.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, there's an independent filmmaker taking complete advantage of all of this shit. He's like, you know what? Fucking God wants this for me. Let's fucking make back Draft 6. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then we ask him, where were you on the night of the 11th?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, what was that movie, that Nightcrawler, where he like does the crime to then film it and give it to the news agency?
Oh, I love that film.
Yeah, so like there's some dude who's an arsonist just going around LA.
Actually, he's not doing the crimes. He's just getting a head up on the crime and not stopping it.
Well, didn't they report that these fires started man-made also?
Did they? I don't know.
I think they said somebody was doing something down by a river or something and started like a fire or something.
Hot topic.
I think they one of the fires, they said, kind of started somebody's over somewhere fucking around. And, and some Yogi Bear moment happened.
Popping up back to back to back like this in
different
completely
areas.
different areas, that makes me suspect to like.
Do you know what I blame it on? I blame it on marijuana not yet being legal. You know what's happening, right? You got these kids out there who can't smoke in the crib because their mom's gonna fucking freak out on them, so they're fucking walking outside, going in the woods, smoking, fucking getting the shit on the fucking ground, ashes, the whole shit falls down.
Why you gotta be bringing the weed into it? Why can't it be a crackhead?
No,
Come on,
I'm just
man.
saying.
I feel like you're
if the weed is legal,
disrespecting like half.
if the weed is legal to smoking in the crib, no forest fires. Come on.
I mean, just because it's legal doesn't mean your parents are going to be supportive of the situation.
Hey,
look at alcohol. Okay?
Hey, we all have a better chance. I'm talking to you.
He speaks for the people.
I do.
He does. Indeed.
Well, John, we brought you on here today because I want to hear what's going on with you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Let everybody out there know in the universe. John is a writer and a voice actor on a phenomenal animated show called Bravest Warriors.
Yeah. No, so if you guys haven't seen Bravest Warriors, it's from the creator of Adventure Time. It's like Adventure Time in space, but a little bit more for adults. It's been such a good show to work on. I just had my 5th year anniversary.
Wow.
And,
awesome.
and so like I'm going on like 5.5 years now on this show, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am shocked that not that we're still going, just that like that. So as an actor, it's you find your life is all about like when do you have work, because it is so just like fleeting. Every opportunity is like there and then it's gone and then it's back and then it's. But Bravest Warriors has always been there, and so it's always been like every year to fall back on, and it's been such an awesome ride. And we just got picked up for 52 episodes.
Whoa.
That's
So and they're 52 11-minute episodes. When we first started the show, we started on YouTube, and we with Cartoon Hangover, and Cartoon Hangover released this like it was like Bravest Warriors, and then they released Super Fuckers like back to back. Yeah, and it was like such adult content, and Bravest Warriors was not that adult. It's like maybe 15 to 35 like age range. Like you get it, like
Adult themes, but not so much. I wouldn't call it like lewd or crude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Rick and Morty light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No. I picked up on that when I was watching a few of the episodes.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
But so we started as 5.5 minutes, and then now we're at 11-minute episodes. We had like an 11-minute season for this 11 episode season for the first season, and then it was like 11 or I think it was 12 and 12, and then we had 6 for the season 3, and then we went to season 4 and 5. Like we got 11 minutes, 52 episodes, like just huge. And I finally started writing on the show. Man, that took a while. But the now I'm writing on it. As far as just like writing on it, it's like just popping on and you do an episode here, you do an episode there, like when they call you, because it's a bunch of like random writers. We have like a it's not like a standard stereotypical like writer's room. It's more like a collaborative within the like the showrunner and the creator, not the creator, but the like showrunner and the other producers on the show, and like we talk about what they want and what we want and like what I want to write, and it's super fun.
So if you do an episode, it's just you writing the entire episode, basically. That's awesome.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's definitely a couple other people in the room that will like help you with like jokes and stuff if you need a punch up or something, like which is very standard in the writing realm. But yeah, no, outside of Bravest Warriors, like Bravest Warriors coming back in that way is so huge. I'm starting to do cons like every other month.
I see you online. You're
Oh
on
my
fucking
goodness.
Comic-Con conventions every fucking
Oh my
where.
goodness. Well, it's just like they're pushing hard to like show that we are human and that we are alive and that we are bringing this stuff to you guys.
Out there slinging that comic dick.
Yeah, essentially, you could say that. I did write a comic book for Bravest Warriors that was #2 best-selling in the world in 2015.
Oh,
what? And so like I just like have a bunch of those, and I just bring them to the con and like essentially just
To the con.
You brought one today, man.
I should have brought them. Yeah, they're in like my con box. Like I only open that box when I want to cry, because it does take a lot out of you to go to like a convention and just like meet hundreds of people and thousands of people sometimes, and like just you have to kind of be on 100% of the time, and you can't like even like yawn, because then they're like, you don't think I'm important, and that's not the case in any way.
Nerds are very sensitive.
Just I literally got off of a red eye to be here today, and I am tired. You know? But no, it's super fun, and I love the community of the show, and I love everyone that's a part of it, and love my cast and crew, and everybody's great. And
How'd you start on this job? Like,
Goodness.
What's this story?
So
you told me this once before, but refresh my memory.
So how I booked the show, I was like, I had just moved to LA and I was interviewing with agents that I want to sign with. And I had like 9 agencies that were like, gave me the whole, when I was living in Seattle, they were like, well, when you move to LA, come see us and we'll like sign you. And I was like, okay, well, it took me about a year and a half to get out here. And when I finally did, I kind of was just taking interviews. And I got a call from one of them that I had interviewed with that I hadn't signed with, and she'd called me and said, John, I know we haven't signed you or anything, but we got you this audition. If you want to come try it, it'd be super cool. And I'm not gonna, as an actor, you don't turn down auditions most of the time if you can help it.
Nah, especially new to the city.
And I show up, and it was for this show called Bravest Warriors, and it was from the Creative Adventure Time. I had no idea what that was. I hadn't really watched cartoons really. I just, but they had this like blue guy that I really liked. I was like, I want to do a romantic comedy, and this kid Chris was like the epitome of a romantic comedy. He was like, he had his heart set on this girl, but they were best friends, and like they had like the guys, you know, it was just this perfect thing. So I worked all night memorizing these lines for this kid, like to like breaking my back to like become this character. And I do the character, and my agent says, well, do you have any other prepared? Because I sent you 5 characters. And I was like, okay, so they have like an alien girl that they have. They have a like Samoan dude named Wallow, and they had and they had this Latino guy named Danny. And I was like, well, and they're like, well, and I was like, well, I can't do a Latino accent, and I'm definitely not gonna play the Samoan dude, and I'm definitely not gonna try to be a chick and try to pass that unless I'm gonna be Dr. Girlfriend from Venture Bros. Yeah. And so I asked my agent, I was like, look, this says Latino, but can I just read it Australian? And she's like, sure. And I booked it. Now I got to the first record, not knowing if I was supposed to be regular voiced or if I was supposed to be this Australian.
Well, I noticed how you said
of
record.
Record. So. Oh yes. Oh yeah, I booked it, and they sent me to we had our first session in the recording studio. And I went to the mic and I was like, so am I reading this Australian? And they're like, what? they had no idea that I had even done an Australian voice. Oh. So apparently my Australian accent is the worst because they thought it must have been Latino of some guy.
Oh my God.
To this day, I just read it normally. I'm just myself, and it works out fine. So there's that.
That was one of my favorite stories because of that reason of the Australian accent confusing. That's, you know, things like that happen. When things like that happen, it makes the content, it brings so much like character, I think, to
the EP. One of the guys, the main guys there was like the showrunner at the time was like, you know, it was weird because you didn't sound like the recording at all. Oh man, I'm dead. No, so it's something that I laugh about like over time, and it gives me a major sense of imposter syndrome, where it's like, did I get here by just BSing my way here, or do I deserve it? You know, it's like kind of like every actor has that kind of like.
I think you deserve it.
Oh, thank you, homie.
Yeah, totally.
Actors, you put yourself in position to get lucky, and that's what you did.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, no, but I love the show. Outside of Bravest Warriors, it has been the most crazy time for me ever.
What else are you doing?
Ever. I switched VO agents to CSD, and they have been keeping me so busy. I'm the voice of a couple different networks. I can't say which right now, but two of them. And then I just did a game for Telltale, the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game.
Who were you in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I played basically the arch rival of.
I played it. So.
Clarence King. He's like the bully of
episode. Yeah, and what's funny is that Jeremy Shada did the voice of Young, and he is the voice of Finn on Adventure Time. So that's funny. It's kind of like in the same house of Frederator.
They made me look like such an a-hole, guys. I had this like kind of like slicked back like hair, and I had these braces, and I was just saying the most effed up stuff ever. But I love Telltale, and I would love to work with them more often
So
because they were so easy.
So that's what was that process like? Because Telltale, it's basically a game where like there can be 4 or 5 different outcomes, so you have to record multiple times for the same scene depending on what the player chooses.
Yeah, and it's really cool. So I expected these normally with like a regular. So I mostly did on camera for a long time until I discovered how easy voiceover was and how much of like less stress it is. And like Bravest Warriors, I'll go in and I'll have a 45-minute session generally to like get through an episode or 2 episodes. And with them, I like walked in like, and I just with Telltale, like what they want. Like you've played these games. Like if you guys have seen the Walking Dead Telltale game, oh man, if you haven't played that game, play it. It's so fun.
Really?
Yeah, it's so fun.
It won Game of the Year when it came out.
Yeah. I was shocked how good that game was. You can get it on your phone. It's so easy. But I gave them what they wanted, and they just like they have. What was interesting about Telltale is that they have like they voice it while they're writing it. So like they'll send me like a rough draft, and like I'll go into the studio and I'll record it, and then I'll get a call like a week later, and they'll be like, hey, so we have revisions. Can you just redo the whole scene? Because it's all different. And then I'll come in and I'll do it. But apparently it's a very collaborative effort between like how they do things and how it's an interesting writing process because then you're hearing your work come to life and you're hearing where it's like where it could be better. And so you're getting to write it. It's an expensive way to do it, I'll tell you what.
Do they give you like a lot of room to create on your own and like make up your own stuff since it's always on the fly?
Oh, not me. I don't write for them. I don't write for them. But voicing is very much like do what we want to tell. Do what we want, please. That's what I do. That's the extent of my creativity. It's not like Bravest where I could say like, hey guys, what about this?
Well, I figured if they were sending things in, writing off the cuff on some Skitbags, random shit, I figured maybe they'd let you like slide something in.
In that phase, if I'm like, it might be really funny if I say this, that might work. But that's about the extent of that. But it was a really interesting process. But what I really loved was like I'd be in the studio for like 20 minutes and then I would walk out and then I would be like in for like 15 minutes and then I would walk out because it's just like it's very easy. They're like, all right, here's the script, like read it, and I just plow through every line and like 3 times and then they're like, sweet, because I give them like the low one, the medium one, and then like the big one that's kind of like a little ridiculous, and then they're always like, oh sweet, perfect. And I was like, all right, I feel like I'm good at my job finally for once. Well, there's some directors in voiceover that want your line said a very specific way.
Do they line read you a lot in voice acting?
The people that want it a very specific way, yes. But generally they'll, if the director's really good, I have a really great director on Bravest right now who just like can get what she wants without telling you what she wants. The only time that like you get a line read is when like the producers are like, have them say it like this, have them say it like this, and they're like what? And then literally she just like pushes the button and they're like, say it like, oh my god, and so then I just repeat it exactly the same way, oh my god, and it sounds terrible, but they're like, yeah, and I'm like. They're happy that they got what they wanted. I guess this is I don't know, because when you have someone say a line exactly the way you want it, it doesn't sound right.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
And it sounds clunky, and they're always the lines that make me like cringe. And so when I see like bad movies and bad like scenes where I'm like, dude, that person sounds terrible, I can imagine that the director was like, can you say it like this? Can you do it like that? And I was like, I can't always blame it on the actor because I was like, because like there are times where I get so frustrated as an actor and I'm like, dude, just let me do it the way that I can envision it, because I promise you that like I've been doing this for long enough that if you let me do my thing, it'll all make sense
and it'll look more natural.
And it'll look natural. But I don't know. This is when I start deciding that maybe I should do a little directing. And I finally directed my first thing this year. And with Doug Jones. I directed Doug Jones.
Are you serious?
And Kevin Sorbo.
Wow, that's amazing.
And like I'm sitting here and I'm like, why is anybody listening to me? Because I feel like I just faked it till I made it, and now I'm here, and now what do I do? And like, but it was an amazing experience, and we just had our first promo like sent to me, and I was like, man, this is looking pretty good. I'm surprised. I just got like hired a bunch of my friends, and I was like, hey guys, do you want to do some stuff with some really big actors? Come on, man. And now it's I don't know, that was my first foray into directing, and I think I want to do more of it. It was fun.
It's like Opie.
Yeah.
Ron Howard shit.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I think you are definitely what we would call in the musical theater world a triple threat by there. But yeah, because you're talented as an actor, but you have the creative and the logistical side. So you have the creative writing side, and then the actually being in this now. Like you said, I'm happy that you're directing. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got coming down the pipeline, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I want to know what that project is.
Yes,
I'll look for it.
Cool.
I'll look for it. I'll know it. I think I'll know it when I see it because I'm a big Doug Jones fan.
Yes, you will see. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
You say Kevin Sorbo was involved? Is he gonna wear like the whole like Hercules outfit
so
too?
What was weird is because I was brought in as an actor on the project, and then I guess I just talked my way into this job, and because it's a live action project that they wanted to do an animated piece, and so they were like, "Oh, John's got a lot of animated experience," and I was like, "Absolutely, I do," and I just like, that's right. And then I found out I was in the booth, like, and I was like, "I guess I have a lot of experience," but the Kevin Sorbo plays my dad, so it was just an interesting. He was in Rockstar, dude. Like he recorded from wherever he was shooting a movie at the time, and he recorded from home, and I was just like, hey, give me 3 of each one, and he sent perfect takes, and I was like, perfect. This couldn't have been better. Don't tell the other actors, or they will never come in. But no, it's super fun. I definitely want to do more of it. I think that the real money from doing all of this stuff comes from the ownership of property. I think I want to be more of creating on the creative side, because even directing and stuff, like directing is fun and directing is that, but like I want to create the IP. I want to do like currently I'm basically pulling an old 80s franchise out of the grave currently. And that's like my big project right now that I've been working on. I wish I could tell you guys more about it, but it is so cool. It's so cool.
Gotta be safe in the city.
Man, yeah, absolutely. But it is like it's gonna be the biggest thing that I've ever done to this point, just because I was so shocked. I was at a Comic-Con and we were talking about the franchise, and I was like, what happened to that thing? And then I realized, wait a minute, no one's done anything with this for like 20 years. Why hasn't anybody done anything? And then I started going after the rights holders and going after the people, and then I realized I have the network to make this happen. So like you'll see graphic novels, you'll probably see an animated series, you'll probably see, like, that's as far as I've gotten at this point. But you know, as soon as that is successful, the live action comes back, you know, like, so fun.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like so much fun. And it, you know, starting from the like, not bottom, but starting from the beginning of a project like that is it's like you get to play in your world. Like you're like, I could tweak this. I could do.
Okay, like let's think about, like, if it's kind of like, this is not the property, but like, let's think The Thing, right? If you were gonna bring back The Thing, what would you do differently? How would you change it?
Right.
But how would you keep it still The Thing? Like, how would you keep it still at its roots, what it is? And what do you change? What do you fix? Like, what do you make more interesting for this market? Like, and it becomes you start creating a super interesting show. Like, maybe The Thing's one, you know, maybe like, you know, it's interesting. It's just very interesting on the creative side, because you literally have almost no rules. You know, as soon as I finalize like everything else, and they'll probably be like, John, this is terrible, and we can't have the main hero getting killed off in the first episode or something. You know, like be like, well, it just makes it more okay. All right. but for now, I haven't hit any like real flack, because it's just everyone's happy that something's happening. You know, if that makes sense. Which is good. I don't know. I love this. Going back to Star Wars, I'm really happy that we are back in a Star Wars realm where Star Wars things can happen. Yeah. And let's all put our hands together and hope for KOTOR happening, because Knights of the Old Republic, I want to see some Revan. If you haven't played the game, but for those of you that haven't, Revan's story is amazing.
Yeah, the shocking reveal with that is definitely tops I'm Your Father.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That game was so good. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Oh man, I don't even want to spoil it, because
is Boba Fett on the cover of Knights of the Old Republic?
No, but it's something very similar. It's
a
character named Revan. He's got a mask that's very similar to that.
It's a Mandalorian mask, which is what Boba's father, he comes from the Mandalorian.
Yeah. He is Mandalorian.
Boba Fett is Mandalorian, or he's a clone of one.
Oh yeah, well yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Man, Star Wars is so fun. I started playing this game called Galaxy of Heroes on my phone, where like you basically build it like you play with the Star Wars characters. It's like every other mobile game where you have to like grind for pieces to make a dude to like but it's super fun, and I've been playing it quite heavily.
This ties in perfectly because we were talking about Star Wars and you now becoming a creator.
Yes.
And before the show, we were also mentioning our love for D&D. And it's very, very similar how you can create these worlds and these characters in D&D. And I mean, how long have you been playing D&D?
So I started playing this year. As soon as I started writing, I was like, I need a way to like practice the skills, because like I'm not gonna be writing every day. I'm too busy. But D&D opened me as in a creative mindset, and really pushed me as an actor to be like more in character and more.
It's brilliant as a creative.
Yes,
space.
and it was this insane thing. Like if I was working on a script, I would add a plot of the script into my D&D game, and just to see how the audience reacted, how my players reacted, and depending on like what they connected to, what they didn't connect to, what they just completely ignored, and I was like, interesting. So then it would have influenced my writing. I started playing about a year ago. I play and now I'm in like 3 campaigns.
You live Twitch some of them, don't you?
I did. Now I'm doing shows. I don't even know how this all happened, but I play a Paladin is my main guy, but I've fallen from grace because I have made a deal with the devil.
Oh.
To be fair,
that devil.
Oathbreaker.
Well, I mean, right now I am just
devil.
a paladin with no powers. So it is the worst. I am hating it, but I love it. It's one of those things that like
For role playing, it sounds amazing.
for role playing, yes. I have this I found this demonic weapon, and the weapon had a creature living inside of it, and that creature ended up taking me over, and
Are you playing a possessed character then right now, or is you fighting for control?
I have repressed the control, so
Okay.
I am myself and trying to make my own decisions. But now the thing is like my character's really like, oh, I'm super good, but do I make more? Do I take the steps and do I try to unlock this power? Because it is an epic power that could destroy my enemies, but it may also destroy me and everyone that I love if I'm not careful. So it's interesting. But no, as far as D&D is concerned, like I've been playing that campaign for a year. And I started playing new characters, and the new characters are just not the same because Leovold, which is my other character, my paladin, has so much life to him over a year. You discover who he is, you discover his flaws, you discover like what he wants and like who he is. And I play this new character, and I'm like, oh, this is super fun. But at the end of the day, it's just like a shallow, like, oh, I'm just a ranger that like is really good at tracking. I don't feel like I has the soul that original character has. I'm actually very fortunate. I have TJ Storm, who is the like actor for like Godzilla and Colossus and like this really big actors, like all are in this one group in this like home campaign of mine, and I feel like I was just very spoiled with like the level of like role playing. And now I DM too, because it just, as a creating space, it is the best thing to do.
Wow.
How long have you been playing?
So today will actually be my first time ever playing D&D.
Oh my.
Oh, good.
So
Hold on. I just want to, when we
Get
come
ready.
back to this, I want you to bring this back up and, about a year from now, and just say, what happened and how much do you play D&D now? Because I bet you don't stop.
Yo, I'm gonna be serious. This D&D stuff sounds like very deep and has very strong social implications. Because this is some deep shit you're going over right here. I don't even play it, and I'm getting emotionally like affected over
No,
here.
you have no idea, because it doesn't feel like that when you're playing it. It doesn't feel like that, but over time, you start to realize you have patterns with this stinking character that you've made, and you start to feel for this person that doesn't even exist, like your other characters, and then you start losing people. People start to die around you, and they die on their own accord. Like they make their own mistakes. Like you see when they're gonna mess up, and you're like, why are you doing this? Don't go into that dark room that is covered in bones, and like you can't see anything, so you're just feeling for walls. And when that person's like, I look for another wall at the other side of the room, they're like, if you go any deeper, you hear a growl, and she's like, I keep going, and you're like, like, but then that person dies, and then how does that affect the rest of the party? Like this was like maybe this was like the smallest character, like a halfling, like was 2 feet tall and was like basically a kid. Like what does that? How does that emotionally take account into the characters in your role playing before? So now maybe you're more careful about this. Like, do you want that Penelope thing to happen again? you know, or maybe do you want this? So like, it gets really emotional and really deep and really fun and satisfying. And, and that's why you're seeing such a resurgence of D&D in the community.
Yes, we are.
Just because, like, you know,
it's going through a renaissance right now.
Yes, exactly. And Twitch, it's one of Twitch's biggest games to watch. Like Critical Role success, they get like 13.
With Matt Mercer and all that gang.
Matt Mercer was the one that got me into D&D.
That's pretty awesome. Matt Mercer is an amazing voice actor and ubiquitous in the industry. He does everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I did a game called Scalebound that unfortunately got canceled with Xbox One.
But I remember when it was. I'm on IGN every day. So.
Yeah, I was the main guy on that game.
Okay. Oh wow.
The player character, yeah.
Oh wow.
And Matt and TJ both played my dragon at different times.
They were playing that up a lot, I think, because at the time with Skyrim, and they really wanted to make a game where it was like a player-dragon relationship, but it just didn't get off the ground.
Yeah. Everybody that I've spoken to, whether or not they know that I'm on the project or not, was very bummed when that got canceled because it was the only game like that game.
No, yeah, and there still hasn't quite been one like it.
No, there probably won't be for a while.
Yeah.
Like Monster Hunter, I think, is the closest thing, but like Monster Hunter wasn't even at all what our game was. So it's just like, it's frustrating. But anyway, aside from that, Matt was on that, and I remember I walked in and Matt was super excited about something, and he was freaking out, and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, dude, I've got this new show called Critical Role, and we just got our promotional, like our intro video. And they did this like live action, like almost like role play, like live action, like with all their characters in armor and stuff. And it was really cool, but he was really, really excited about it. This was when the show had just started.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be there for some of the days of recording because he was like, I'm doing this Critical Role show. I just started. I'm in like week 3. And he's like, I can't miss it. And so we were like, okay, well, that's when they brought in TJ. And he was like, dude, you should play D&D if you haven't played it. And he's like, maybe we'll get you on the show. I should have taken him up on it.
You should have taken him up on that.
I didn't even think about it until...
That's millions of views. A lot of my friends, my buddy Nick, who not only got me into Bravest Warriors, but also got me into D&D, and he's the reason I know Devin, so of all the connections.
Shout out, Nick. What's up, Nick? Buddy, we miss you. We love you.
Yeah, hey, Nick. He watches that show every single week. They're so good on it. They're very entertaining to watch.
Yeah. And so like that was that was my first like foray into like even seeing what D&D looked like. And I was like, this looks like fun. Now I have like every single book, like all the dice in the world. I'm getting dice in the mail now. I didn't order those dice. I don't know where they're coming from, but it's super fun. Anyway, I love that. I'm glad you're starting to DM now. Is this what's going on?
It's my first time DMing. I've played a lot, like over the years, like ever since I was a kid. I've probably played in like 5 or 6 campaigns, but I've never DM'd before. So I'm DMing today for the first time, and with 3 players who have never played the game before.
So it'll be
So it's a noob session.
That's 100%. Gonna be fun. That's definitely gonna be super fun though.
Yeah.
My campaign is I mixed StarCraft, the game StarCraft.
Oh yeah, of course.
And put it in a fantasy setting. And so I put my characters as like these characters trying to stop a like Zerg uprising because they live underneath the ground. It's kind of like cool. I basically took every favorite game of mine, like their plots, and I just jammed them all together, like Mass Effect's in there. Gears
I'm just
of War
pulling from everything. My
Exactly.
world is one big derivation of everything I've ever loved.
Yes, I have xenomorphs in mine. I have like they haven't stumbled upon. They're in a place where they're going to find the temple that is like the sacrificial chamber where the eggs are currently in waiting.
That'll be terrifying. Well, and that's the thing about D&D, and when you read the manuals, you can see this, but you can construct so many different kinds of story and evoke different emotions from your players.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I played campaigns where I was legitimately like kind of freaked out about what the fuck was going on. Like, we were getting attacked by this spectral thing that we couldn't fucking see, and like people were just dying left and right. And it's funny because you think it's so silly that you might have a sense of dread while you're playing this tabletop game, but I legitimately felt that.
Because after playing your character for a year, let's just say it's a year that you've been playing this one guy, and you come across something that's invisible, and it's like literally sucking the soul out of people, and they're literally drying up your party members. Like, if it sucks any harder, like, your character is going to be dead. Carl's over here laughing in the corner. he's like, don't say anything.
I think us as like creative individuals and storytellers really do get that, and actors too, become emotionally attached. Like, I could tell, I had a phone conversation with Dom a couple nights ago for an hour about the history and backstory of my character and developing it, because I've never, created this character, and like I really love like there are things about the character that I created that are representative of me. There's elements, a big part, like for example, I'm blind in one eye. My character's blind in his right eye. Got a war scar.
So in when you first make your game, your first character generally is you, like that you make. You because it's the easiest.
I find that's true.
You find that like your first character, it's easier to understand how to play the game if you can relate to your character 100%. So you generally will make this like version of yourself, which is really cool. Leovold was my first character, this Paladin, and I'm realizing that I find myself to be really doofy, and I think that's very true.
And it's funny because that's often how it works for acting too. To give a good performance, I think first you start with playing shades of yourself, and then you can move on to things that are further away from
exactly.
who you are.
Exactly. I think that's a great idea. But no, I'm excited to see this character that you've created with a scar over his eye.
He's a pirate orc. Dude.
Are you an evil character?
I kind of. I'm a thief.
Okay.
So I'm on the edge. Like, what
Is he just a rogue?
Yeah, I'm a rogue.
You're an orcish rogue?
What's with the orc thing? Because Will Smith has a TV show with the orcs, and you're doing the orcs thing, and then there's orcs in like those other movies. How is orcs transferring to all these levels of human society?
What Will Smith TV show with the orcs?
Will Smith's got some new TV show. There was a cop, and the
It's a
cop,
movie.
the other
It's a
cop was
movie.
an orc.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Whatever the kids are doing and calling it in the street, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my
orcs,
goodness!
tell me
It's
about
like
it.
Bright. It's called Bright, right?
It's a Netflix movie.
No, what movie is this about Will Smith and an orc?
It's
being
like
cops?
Training Day,
What?
but with like fantasy characters in a futuristic society, where like his like
haven't I
partner
heard
is like
about
an orc
this?
or a goblin or something,
Yeah.
and like
And
they're-
Will Smith is starring, or
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like the cop, and like his partner is like an orc, but the orc's supposed to be like minorities or whatnot,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
forth. So they have like jewelry on. They're like thugs and shit. It's
Well,
crazy.
so
Oh my God.
so in D&D, that's really what it looks like. Like outside of like, it's not a futuristic setting, but that is kind of what it is. Like elves are generally a minority, or like and so like
Yeah.
they're treated differently. And so like if you pick a character that is like an orc, you are definitely gonna be discriminated.
Oh,
against,
100%.
for
Or
sure.
people are gonna look at you crossways.
Yeah, like people
or-
are not gonna trust you, especially with your scar over your eye. You're just gonna look like
I'm a smuggler pirate that just
He's chaotic neutral. He's
Yeah.
in the.
Oh, man.
He's in the gray zone.
Don't be chaotic stupid. Let me warn you right now.
Well,
the DM will kill you.
This is one of the things I was going to ask you, is like somebody who's playing for the first time, and for people out there listening, if you do get into D&D, what is your advice for first timers?
Have fun. Just have fun with it. Have an open mind. Like play with a group of friends that are like that you have fun with. Because it's D&D is not about like even the DM being really good or being about like the story
not
being
a-
really good.
yeah.
It's about the people that you're around being really fun. to
Yeah,
be
building, and it's like how Carl said it is this social space. It's something else, like getting together and watching a football game,
around. Yeah.
which it's something else for you to do with your buddies, and it's not just about coming together to play the game. It's coming together to just hang out and do everything and connect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and if you're gonna get into the game, you want your own dice. Get your own dice. And dice
Yeah.
cost like less than $10, and it's like one of the most fun parts of the game is like finding your set of dice.
I just got a wonderful Christmas
No,
present
I
today
gifted
Sounds like a
him.
pog.
from Dominic.
I gifted him to my
A pog to
players.
smash
Oh,
her.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool of you. Yeah, I just got they just came out with a new book called Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Have you got
I've
this
heard
book?
about it. I haven't gotten it
All
yet.
right,
no.
yeah. If you guys are playing later today, I'll bring like all the books. I have like all of them. I when I dive into something, I dive in head first. And
Me too. I think this
No,
is
I was-
it's going to consume my fucking
John,
life.
I was the same way because I played a session last year with last spring with a group of friends, and I hadn't played in like 6 years, and it reignited my love, and I was like, I want to DM finally, and different people in our group started like guest DMing and stuff like that, but I had to wait. I literally like almost like how George Lucas had to, and I'm not comparing myself to George Lucas.
so basically, I'm
Basically, I'm George Lucas, and no, but just how it's funny with world creation, how he had to have those first 3 episodes in his mind before he did A New Hope. I had to make this whole world and map and economy and system and this moving gears before I could have them do one little adventure in one little small town where the rest of the shit going on in the world doesn't even matter to them right now.
Yeah.
But it's funny how it's a deep dive.
What level are they starting out at?
3, because I want them to have I don't want them. I want them to have fun right away. So not level 1.
Copy that. Yeah, no, that's get ready, because Dungeons and Dragons is one of the best games ever made. It will ruin other games for you. I will say this right away, because no other game will give you the amount of you can do whatever you want. Like, you always have to follow the rules of the game. Like, A is to jump. Well, maybe I don't want to jump. Maybe I want to dig.
Isn't it like 20 or 30 years old, the actual game concept of Dungeons and Dragons? I remember when I was young. I remember there was cartoons and little video games and arcade games and board games and all kind of stuff. It seemed like it was.
Yeah. It's
I believe Gary Gygax, who's the creator, I believe it was first invented in like 77, 78. And that's what maybe a lot of people don't understand is if you like modern board games or if you like video games in any fashion.
Yeah, you like D&D. They use
getting something from Dungeons and Dragons. D&D pretty much set the scene for all role-playing gaming.
Like Knights of the Old Republic, its mechanics of the entire game are all D&D mechanics. So if you understood like what it was to play that game, you will understand what D&D
or
is.
Mass Effect. Dev's played. I got Dev into Mass Effect when we were roommates back in Tampa.
Nice.
So he's played Mass Effect.
Bro,
Nice.
Talk about addiction. I could not put like I've done a lot of drugs, but Mass Effect, I tell you what, man. He let me borrow it, first of all, the first one. Or I think the second one. And then I was like, give me the first one. I need to play through it all. And I did not put it down for like 48 hours or whatever.
You missed out. If you played it on the Xbox, you got to play the first one all the way out and then load your character with all the choices into the second game and then play the second game out and then into the third game. I was like, this game is so...
No, didn't you like redo the second one after you went back to the first one?
Oh, I played it multiple times because I started at the second one and then I was like, wait a minute. So I can go back and play the first and then load it in. And I go, oh, fuck. All right, let me just go back and I'm going to redo everything. And then after that, I took like a month or two break and I went back and played all 3 again.
Did you play
different decisions?
Did you play Andromeda?
Yes.
The newest one? I was let down. The newest one.
Yeah, I thought the second one was better. The second one.
No. Andromeda is the newest one. They just came out with one this year.
Oh, then no, I have not played.
Yes, it's 4.
Yes.
4. Okay,
and it just doesn't have the heart that those first 3 games did, where you were like the same person, like in love with this like universe. It just didn't feel like it felt like you take like at the beginning of Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect, they send off like a group of like settlement ships to another galaxy. And like that's where this group has been from the first 3 games. So it has nothing to do with those first 3. It's all about this new galaxy, and it's just
it
people
does not
travel.
have it doesn't have the heart and feel of the original.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh man, the plot twists of Mass Effect were the best. Anyway, Star Wars is gonna be so good.
Yes, I'm excited. Well, is there anything else you wanna plug? What projects you're working on or anything?
Mostly Bravest Warriors airs on December 25th for the season 4 starts airing.
I love that day. It's a great day.
Yep. It's a good day. It's a good day all around.
This should come out before then too. So I'll give you the link. And,
sweet. Thanks.
Cut it up. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're fucking awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys
John.
for having me on board.
Fantastic.
I'm really happy to be here, and you guys are awesome.
Yeah,
individuals.
Bravest Warriors is an incredible show. It's for all ages. And it has subtle things of philosophy, of human emotions, dealing with interpersonal relationships. It's a really good show that has something in it for everyone. So you should definitely check it out.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thank you.
Man.
Yeah. Well, let everyone out there know where they can find you. Social media, anything.
You guys can find me at John Omohundro. It's just JOHNOMO, and it should pop up. And basically all across every medium that you can have except Tumblr. Someone else is using my account on that.
Really?
I don't know who it is. Yeah, I don't know. But it's just a random.
Fuck that dude.
I think
homie, we got you,
I think
son.
it might be a girl because
We coming for you.
It's
Fuck
very
that
nice
woman.
stuff that she
Fucking
posts.
fake
so-
John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that guys can't be nice too. I will clarify. You guys are awesome, everybody. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, John. All right, Dom, you want to let everybody know where they can find you?
where they can find me.
Yeah, do you have a social media or anything?
Oh, not really. Well, if you
By the
want to become,
7-Eleven,
if
by the
you'd like to
7-Eleven.
become one of my 175 followers on Instagram, you can find me at DomJuan86.
175,000, right? 175,000.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Carl?
Well, yeah, you know, check me out, just Mr. CD Enforcer. You can always Google it. Check me out as Poppy Carlo on Instagram. Also, December 26th, we got the film coming out, Scramble. Grab that on iTunes. Pre-purchase that.
Yes.
Only $6.99. Thanks to LA Reels and the Skitbags fam. Also, check me out at the Ding Dong Show every Monday, man. The Ding Dong Show, Mondays at 10:30. Comedy Store, baby. Let's go.
Woo. Hey, yo, you know what it is. Follow my ass on Instagram at The Life of Neil the Great. Probably don't gotta put in the whole fucking thing. Just at The Life of, you know, gets to me. Yeah.
Word.
There we go.
Yeah, take that.
And you can find me on Instagram at Sailor_Dev. But more importantly, if you want to tweet at the show, it's at Skitbags Radio. And if you want to email us, show some love, show some hate, tell us we're awesome, tell us we suck.
Gorilla Flex.
I don't care.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
send us an email at skitbagsradio@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah. And one last
yeah.
thing. Also got a comedy show coming up on December 12th, and I'm hosting the GT's Comedy Jam. That's going to be at the Lotus Lounge in Hollywood. Come through, get drunk, and yell some shit at us while we try to tell jokes. It's a fucking gladiator ceremony.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Thanks, guys. On that note, we're out.
Skitbags Radio.